Hey everyone, welcome back to Yusof Reacts, where we break down your favorite movies, dive deep into action-packed scenes, and discuss what makes them iconic. Today, we're talking about the third installment in the Terminator franchise, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Let's jump right into it. In 2003, the Terminator series returned with a new chapter. Directed by Jonathan Mostow, Terminator 3 takes place about 10 years after the events of Terminator 2, Judgment Day. We follow John Connor, now in hiding, as a new and improved Terminator. The TX, or Terminatrix, is sent back in time to eliminate him and key members of the Resistance. But, of course, our old friend, the T-800, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, returns to protect him. Does it live up to the epicness of the first two movies? Let's discuss. So, what's the plot of Terminator 3? John Connor is living off the grid, trying to avoid being found by any future assassins. Unfortunately for him, Skynet sends back the highly advanced TX, a shape-shifting killing machine, and she's got some seriously deadly upgrades. Fortunately, a reprogrammed T-800, once again played by Arnold, is sent to protect him, along with Catherine Brewster, who plays a key role in the future Resistance. One of the coolest aspects of Terminator 3 is the evolution of the machines. The T-800 is back, but the TX takes things to another level. Not only does she have the liquid metal capabilities of the T-1000, but she can also manipulate machines and weapons. Talk about a deadly combo. This made for some intense, edge-of-your-seat action sequences. Speaking of action, Terminator 3 delivers some jaw-dropping set pieces. The crane chase through the streets is one of the standout moments, pure chaos and destruction, perfectly fitting for a Terminator film. The special effects hold up well, even by today's standards, especially considering this was the early 2000s. But beyond the action, Terminator 3 also explores some heavy themes. It deals with the inevitability of Judgment Day. No matter how much John and Sarah Connor tried to prevent it in the previous films, fate seems unavoidable. This adds a darker tone to the movie, and the film ends on a pretty chilling note as we realize Skynet's rise was inevitable. No spoilers, but that ending definitely left fans with a lot to think about. Let's talk about the performances. Arnold Schwarzenegger, as always, brings the stoic yet oddly charming presence to the T-800. Nick Stahl does a decent job portraying a more troubled John Connor, and Claire Danes as Kate Brewster adds an interesting dynamic. But Kristanna Loken as the TX, she's a standout. With minimal dialogue, she embodies the cold, calculated, and menacing nature of the machine with her physicality alone. So, where does Terminator 3 stand in the franchise? It's tough to compete with the iconic Terminator 2, but T3 holds its own in terms of action and pacing. However, some fans argue that it lacks the depth and character development of the first two films. Still, it's a fun watch for anyone who loves high-octane action and classic sci-fi. John Connor must face a female Terminatrix with power over all the machines. But a new T-800 unit Terminator sent back through time will guide him through the coming battle. More than 10 years after Terminator 2, John Connor now exists only as a drifter, living off the grid, so no more Terminators from the future can hunt him down. Unfortunately, Skynet does send another one back, and this one is called the TX, even more powerful and advanced than the dreaded T-1000. However, another CSM-101 Terminator is also sent back to protect John against the TX. Now, Skynet is patiently assuming control of civilian computer systems, under the guise of a computer virus. John has also met his future wife, Kate Brewster, whose father, a U.S. Air Force general, is in charge of the military computer systems and is leery of uplinking Skynet. However, when the Skynet virus infects the U.S. military computers and then leaves the country open to attack, the machines begin their horrific takeover. Soon a nuclear war will result and the war against the machines will begin. Can the outdated CSM-101 Terminator eliminate the highly advanced TX, or will a darker future await man following the nuclear attack? Following the events of Terminator 2, Judgment Day, John Connor Nick Stahl has been living off the grid so that he cannot be traced by anyone in the future in Los Angeles. Although Judgment Day did not occur on August 29, 1997, which was supposed to take 3 billion lives in a single coordinated nuclear attack on the human race, the date given by the Terminator in the previous film, John does not believe that the prophesied war between humans and Skynet has been averted. The machines from the future have already tried to kill John before he was born, and when he was 13 years old. Unable to locate John, Skynet sends a new model of Terminator, the TX Kristana Loken, back in time to July 24, 2004, to kill his future lieutenants in the human resistance. A more advanced model than previous Terminators, the TX has an endoskeleton with built-in weaponry, a liquid metal exterior similar to the T-1000, and the ability to control other machines through nanotechnological transjectors. It is powered by a plasma reactor, which also powers its onboard weapons. TX starts its mission. The Resistance sends a reprogrammed T-850 Model 101 Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger back in time to protect the TX's targets, including Kate Brewster, Claire Danes, and John. John meets Kate when he breaks into her medical clinic to steal some medicines and crashes from the aftereffects. Kate discovers him in the clinic the following morning. Kate captures John in a dog cage. Kate recognizes that she and John studied together in school. TX and T-850 reach there simultaneously. The Terminator saves John and Kate from the TX's attack. TX has the ability to remote control machines that she comes in contact with and can shoot energy bolts from a cannon inside her hand. After sending John and Kate in a pickup truck, Kate was put forcefully in the back. While John was driving, John engages TX, who shoots him unconscious. TX follows John and Kate in a crane, while John goes on a bike to save them. TX causes mayhem on the streets of LA, and it follows John and Kate. But John manages to stop TX by snagging the crane wires in a manhole that topples the entire vehicle. At this point, Kate believes that she is being kidnapped. As she tries to escape the pickup truck, the truck position is reported to the police by gas station attendants and convenience store owners. John tries to explain the truth to Kate, that T-850 is a robot from the future. John is suspicious when he realizes that he met Kate in high school, the day before the second Terminator arrived. The three visit the grave of Sarah Connor, who died of leukemia some years before. This Terminator reveals that in the future John and Kate are married, and that it successfully killed John in 2032 before being reprogrammed by Kate. Inside the grave they find a weapons cache left by Sarah's friends as a backup in the event that Judgment Day was not averted. Sarah was cremated in Mexico and her ashes scattered in the sea. The TX and police arrive, and a battle ensues, but John, Kate, and the Terminator manage to steal a hearse and escape. TX's plasma cannon is damaged, and it switches to a flamethrower as its primary weapon. The Terminator reveals that John and Sarah's actions only delayed Judgment Day, and that Skynet's attack will occur that day. The Terminator intends to drive John and Kate to Mexico to escape the fallout when Skynet begins its nuclear attack. He says that the TX, having failed to kill Kate, will go after her father Robert, the head of Cyber Research Systems CRS, Autonomous Weapons Division. John understands that Robert is heading Skynet, which is developed as a digital defense system against cyber threats. The Terminator has been programmed to take John and Kate to a safe location so that they may survive Judgment Day, which is to occur in a few hours, but John decides that they should attempt to prevent Skynet from being activated. After the destruction of Cyberdyne systems in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, the United States Air Force took over the Skynet project, and it is being headed by Kate's father, Lieutenant General Robert Brewster David Andrews. Robert finds that the world's computers are increasingly infected by a virus. The military command suggests using AI to scan for the virus. after bringing all civilian and military internet systems under a single computer command. The single computer is Skynet. Robert refuses to put humans out of the loop as he believes Skynet is not ready. Gradually, the virus evolves and creates global outages in computer networks. As the virus evolves, it starts infecting military systems and Robert is forced to activate Skynet. John orders the Terminator to take Kate and him to see her father, U.S. Air Force Lieutenant General Robert Brewster. The Terminator refuses, however, when Kate demands to see her father, the Terminator obeys. It is revealed that the Terminator killed John in the future on July 4, 2032. After which Kate captured and reprogrammed the Terminator and sent it back in time. However, the trio arrived too late to stop him from activating Skynet in an attempt to stop the spread of a massive computer virus. Turns out Skynet was the virus. It created a global crisis, so humans would willingly surrender all digital control over to it. Skynet assumes control of the military's defense network just as the TX arrives, taking control of various machines including T1S in an attempt to eliminate John and Kate. John asks the dying general for the location of Skynet's system core, hoping to still stop Judgment Day, and is instructed to go to Crystal Peak, a military base built into the Sierra Nevada mountains. After a battle, the TX severely damages the Terminator, reprogramming it to kill John, and pursues John and Kate through the CRS facility. When a particle accelerator is activated, it magnetically binds the TX to the equipment. The still conscious Terminator struggles to control its outer functions. As it prepares to kill John, he urges the Terminator to choose between its conflicting programming. It deliberately forces a shutdown of its corrupted system, enabling the pair's escape. Shortly after they leave, the Terminator's system reboots. Meanwhile, the TX escapes the accelerator and resumes pursuit. After John and Kate reach Crystal Peak, the TX arrives by helicopter. Before it can attack, the Terminator arrives in a second helicopter, crashing into and crushing the TX. The TX pulls itself from the wreckage and attempts to drag itself inside the bunker to follow the pair. The Terminator holds the bunker door open long enough for the pair to lock them inside, then uses its last hydrogen fuel cell to destroy both itself and the TX. John and Kate discover that Crystal Peak is not Skynet's core, but rather a nuclear fallout shelter command facility for government and military officials. Having no core, Skynet has become a part of cyberspace after becoming self-aware. Judgment Day begins as Skynet fires nuclear missiles worldwide, starting a nuclear holocaust. The pair begin receiving radio transmissions on the emergency radio equipment. John tentatively assumes command by answering radio calls, and they reluctantly accept their fate. In the end, Terminator 3 may not surpass its predecessors, but it's a worthy addition to the series. The action is thrilling, the effects still hold up, and it offers some interesting twists on the franchise's lore. I'd give it a solid 8. What did you think of Terminator 3? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any future breakdowns and reviews. I'll be back with more awesome movie content. See you next time.